So this is me talking about Elon Musk. Now, first is, I think Elon might be an AI creation. I was warned before the phones and computers came out that AI was tailoring a unique universe to people, that it could fake it better than you can tell. I've said the name Elon Musk out loud, and people go, "Who?" So it could be fake. But anyway, um, his explosive gas rocketry program. Um, Allegedly, the secret government has electrical energy flight. I've met ETs. That's what they have. They have like an aura power. Um, so uh, definitely, I think that with your Mars mission, if you haven't gone to Mars in 300 years, I would worry. But right now, it's too soon. Trying to go with explosive gas, you should go with unmanned flights and stockpile equipment. Is what you should do. Yeah, you should have like get all your tools over there early. There's some tools you probably won't lose, like wrenches and things like that, wires, gross materials. Just stockpile some gross materials in containers so humans can pick it up later when they need it. I don't think that'll ever be a bad idea unless you get some new super material, which you might. Um, so yeah, uh, I definitely am not in favor of explosive gas rocketry. I was flying reusable rockets in the 90s. There's a brand of rocket called Estes. My dad worked for Raytheon. So I knew like huge rocket news, like things missiles could do that were brand new news for the world. And it didn't make headlines because it was like a classified program. And we are 25. The security clearance requirement is 25 years, and so like the 90s is 25 years ago. Anything that happened in the 90s is good to share. Who cares? Um, so uh, things like missiles that could hit missiles or things that can hover, yeah, can return home and land. The idea that a rocket turns around and lands like that is pretty crazy. I wouldn't have done it that way, but it doesn't seem impossible given everything else they've done. I'm more impressed with the plasma channel. The plasma channel does electrical flight, electrets. Um, an electret is a special word. If you don't know what an electret is, you have to look it up. Um, but yeah, Elon is a huge ego. He went right for money making programs and like mapping programs. He went right for the money. PayPal, an online bank that takes a cut of the money you transfer. It's such a not a smart idea. Like you talk about a unique idea is like, what if, yeah, he just obviously went after the money. And what did he do with his time? He bred. He went after the money. He went after millions and millions. And he went into reusable rockets because he saw it was like an opportunity. So Jeff Bezos became a billionaire by selling books online. Jeff Bezos is Amazon. The secret of it was they sold books online. Not did they write an online book. They didn't use the digital interface to communicate books to people through a text browser. That would be a free book. They actually physically lugged, they physically shipped a book to them. So this is like this a true genius would take the book or something else, an alternative to books, and just put it online. Not him. He shipped them a book, and that was the secret to success. So a lot of people like myself, an object per second speed painter, they can't see it. That scribbles to me, they tell me. So you can be too smart for them. You can. For most people, yeah, you can be too smart for them. Imagine like an RPG stat spread list. It's like some people really get to the end of the game with 10 intelligence. You know what I mean? They just, I'll hit it harder, that sort of thing. So yeah, I think the explosive gas rocketry is a bad idea. Reusable rockets for an expedient satellite program, fine, but all it is it's Elon Musk's territory takeover idea is you're giving him unlimited global access to everything. He's become the Bond villain. And he's a Bond villain because he wants to breed. He barely cares for his kids. For a billionaire, he only bought all of his kids a $42 million mansion. So I think that, um, yeah, it's sad. He took loans out on Tesla's stock value, and the stock value is plummeting. So basically, his loans he can't repay. Um, yeah, bankruptcy is really, 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 really easy if you have no assets. If you have no assets, bankruptcy won't really hurt you. But if you have tons of assets, if you own a lot of things, bankruptcy is going to ruin you. That might be why he lives in a really cheap $50,000 house, is he can't afford to pay his creditors, the people who, like his ex-wives and stuff. He can't afford to pay them. So yeah, life sucks, but it needs a solution. It does suck. You guys just came out of the animal realm. If we aren't deliberately making something better, they'll all eat each other. God may be a lie, but it's the lie they needed. I definitely think Elon Musk is an idiot. He is. He's not. He's like the Jeff Bezos level. No offense, Jeff, but he's like the Jeff Bezos level of intelligent. He's like reusable explosive gas rocketry tubes. Everybody lost their minds. That's the greatest idea they ever had. I definitely think the Plasma Channel does better stuff. You should watch, like, if you don't know the Plasma Channel, you should watch like 30 of their videos. They're really good. The fact is, you could have a self-generated energy field that causes electrical flight, and then you could have some sort of, you know, basically they're getting better at like plasma rocketry. So what you do is you have a glider turn high altitude and then turn like plasma thruster and leave, or an orbital lift. An orbital lift is a really cool idea. Make a rope twice the length of the planet that goes off into space, which would be a small amount of rope compared to the undersea cables. The undersea cables are way, 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 way many times longer than that. So could you make a rope to space? Yeah. And what you do is you make it, you know how you go like this? These two games you play when you're a kid is you balance the stick on your hand like that, and then you take a ball on a string and spin it around your head. And those are the two freaking go to space programs. Make the rocket come down and land with its own bottom. The fact that he pulled that off, his rockets explode, but they very, very, very rarely miss the tower. I haven't seen any miss the tower. So, but I also, when I was growing up, my dad was doing things with rockets a lot like that. Like rockets that can decide targets, rockets that can missiles that hit other missiles. Yeah, no matter how fast your missile is, this one's faster and it will catch you. Um, so, yeah. I definitely think that a form of electrical flight is going to happen. The people who are doing quantum locking, they're learning more about how to make things. Because at first it's like you need absolute zero, and it has to be this material. Now they're dropping the absolute zero. Now it just has to be cold, and it can be an other material. So soon they're going to have the secret to, oh yeah, this just makes you grip space and matter. This makes you grip space and you can move through it, right? Soon they're going to have that. And that's going to make explosive gas rocketry. Like, the reason you do explosive gas rocketry is to go there first, which I think is a waste of time. The country war should be avoided because it's a secret government plot. You should definitely see each other as together, and really strong country attitudes are toxic. I'm not into it, but yeah. Elon. He has received more free government money than any program he's ever cut. And they can't admit that because it's just, he's not a genius. saying they wait till he looks like a billionaire to say it's a genius. It really is. Most of them can't tell smart at face value. They need to see that he's already been successful. He's a billionaire. Now we can say it's genius, like Mark Zuckerberg with Facebook. Oh, he's genius. I don't know. I think you miss like how much of that's like government favor and how much of that is just nepotism. Did you have the millions already to talk to them? You know? So my whole family, no one in my family talks about finances. I literally never had a clue how much my dad made. I never had a clue how much my mom, like my grandparents, any of my grandparents had. Never got an inheritance. They never sent me a penny. Not really. I mean, like, for them, sending some money to help was like $200. So, yeah. To me, the money is printed at your debt and taxed, and the reason they don't talk about it is they're ashamed. So, yeah, I'm not in favor of Elon's life strategies. The breeding, the cutting what other people are doing, the explosive gas rocketry. His Teslas, I would never own one. They're not self generated. You can't recharge a Tesla on your own with your own means. And they have way too much frills. At the point in time that you're just like tapping it to open, that's super cool if you're a rich person, if you have a really big, nice house and you have all that, I'm just going to take it to a shop money. That's awesome. But if you're really like a frugal person, like I need to be able to fix this myself and I need it to be usable, then it sucks. You don't want all those pieces. Can I pull something to lift the door? Does it have to be, all automatic? Which is a problem when the batteries die. People die in Teslas because they can't get out of them. When the battery dies and it's filled with battery fire, it's tough to find the doors and people just cook alive. Which is like what his rockets are gonna do. People are gonna fucking burn to death in his stupid rockets. So yeah, I'm completely against him. Elon, not my guy. Not my guy. The Challenger allegedly exploded, and they freaking showed the guys. There's those myths that the Challenger people are still alive. There's people who look like them named similar out there in the world. Um, One of their suits were recovered, and it burned his crotch. I got circumcised, and it burned his crotch. Was that what it was? I hate the government for circumcision. They're liars. The government's a liar. Hey, I need more virgin girlfriends, so I have to cut the boys. Who in the media is gonna notice and cover that? Who's ever gonna notice that? They won't say shit because they know where the money comes from. So money works because you don't have any. It's printed at your debt and tax, and they never print it and then just give it to you. They want you to do some work to get a little, and then they're gonna take taxes back, right? It's a scam. You know what a scam is? It's I win, you lose. I'm gonna cook the deals so I get it all, and then you can be the sucker, right? So Elon does the same thing. He gets billions for his programs, and then he hires young engineers to do it so he can go party and breed. And he shows up when he knows he has to direct them. Um, but he doesn't have any new ideas. Tesla was coming up with energy sources and energy devices no one had ever seen. This guy didn't do that. This guy copied what other people were doing. Explosive. We made the rocket fly itself back down. It's not a great idea. It's not like he said, oh yeah, this is how you capture this physical force and literally levitate an object. That would be way better. That would be actually useful, but he has not done that. He didn't do that at all. So, yeah. People always worship him. They go, oh, he's such a genius. Why? Because he looks materially successful. He's like the lowest level of idiot they'll tolerate. Jeff Bezos selling books online. Why not write an online book? Save all the paper. Nah. It's just you order a book and we'll physically carry a book to you. And that was the start of his most successful business. So yeah, you go like me, you're like, yeah, I'll just give you free energy devices and teach you how to capture cosmic energy. Psh, nah. How can we do the explosive danger tube again? It's sad. It makes me sad.